Hey guys, welcome to The Secret History, living in your aquarium. Today I have an incredible new CORYDORA to show you guys. So this is a very hard to find CORYDORA. This is a high finned, or sail fin sometimes they're called, CORYDORA. It's also called a marbled blue CORYDORA. And originally, look at the size of those fins. They're just incredible. And these are a pygmy variety of CORYDORA. On top of all of that, look at the size of those side pectoral fins. They're insane. So these fish are new to the hobby. They don't have a CW number yet, but they are, they look like little planes. They look like little airplanes or something. They're really beautiful. They have hints of blue and then kind of a nice tan color with sort of a silverish gunmetal gray also mixed in there. And then a hint of iridescent blue on all their clear finnage, and then copper colored eyes. So these are called, look at that, just incredible looking fish. And they're so teeny too, which is awesome in my mind. I love a small little fish. I love a small Cory. And just look at that thing move. It's still able to get around and still able to forage and play like Corys do. This is a fish that I happened to just get from Aquatic Arts. It's a originally, they thought it was a peppered Cory. There you can see some of the blue finally. And these were just released about 15 minutes ago into the tank. So these guys will color up majorly. These fish are going to color up a lot more. But you have your normal Piatus CORYDORA, which is your peppered CORYDORA. And this is actually a CORYDORA which is found south of the Amazonian range of most CORYDORAs. So this CORYDORA species, which actually I have 7 of them, and you can see they're huddled up in the corner over there too. They've got that nice blue sheen on them. Wow, they look good. They're starting to get bluer and bluer by the minute, which is just great. The females have a little bit less large plumage of fins, that is. And they also seem to have a little more of a crook in some of their fins. So I don't know if that gene is carried somewhat on a chromosome, like the Y chromosome somewhat, or if it's just, a thing, just like some males and females are different colors. But you can see how quickly they're able to still move, which is great. And right now, they're cruising around the aquarium and they're eating planaria. And this is my my aquarium that has my panda loaches in it, as well as my Neocaridina shrimp. And you can see their barbels are just twitching away when they're digging in the algae. So I know that's a little rough to see through the algae, but I think you guys can see it. I'm not going to scrape the algae off because my panda loaches really need that to bulk up, and they're still babies. So they do, as well as, honestly, all my shrimp up here too still also need that. So I can't get rid of it. So pardon the algae and schmutz on the windows of the front of the aquarium. But really cool looking CORYDORAs. And this is the clouded blue peppered CORYDORA. And then I guess you would also add sail fin or high fin. So the high fin blue clouded peppered CORYDORA. Just a long name, a variety which is only found in one river basin and a couple There's a couple tributaries to that, and they're found in a little bit colder water than your typical corydoras. They're kind of like panda cories, where you find them, those ones are found way north, up in Colombia. Well, these are found in Paraguay, Uruguay, and Argentina. They're not actually in the Brazilian Amazon. And they want a good amount of oxygen, so we've got an air stone and also a sponge filter. No hang-off-the-back filter running in this tank currently, but that's enough for these little guys. Now, they also are going to like to eat algae. They're going to need a bigger tank than this 10-gallon eventually, but these are full-grown fish. These are a pygmy, as I said, variety, just like a salt and pepper Cory. They're not the same as salt and pepper. These are blue clouded peppered Corys, not salt and pepper. So it's easy to get that confused. And that's just the name we're working with right now in the hobby. But these are just an incredible fish that I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like it. Nothing with quite that extreme of a high fin profile within the Cory family that hasn't been bred in captivity for, a good decade plus for the mutation. So these are one I will be doing a lot more research on, trying to track down exactly where they came from. But they did get here imported in country from second generation wild caught, so they were bred in Argentina, and then they came up here. So you might wonder, well, if I got a hold of these, what kind of water parameters will they want? Well, they want lots of oxygenation. So if you're keeping them in hotter water, like up to 78, 80 degrees, that's their higher end. And you're going to want to keep the water oxygenated really well then. But if you're keeping them down in the 68 to 72 range, they'll do just fine. And they need a little less oxygen in the water then. The water can hold more oxygen naturally that way, and they'll do just fine. So I would suggest keeping them right in the mid to low 70s, which is where this tank is. This is about a 74 degree tank. And the thing that they're kind of in this tank for, I suppose, quarantine. We'll see if they eat any of the baby Neocaridina shrimp, but what I'm really hoping is they'll do what a lot of my Corydoras have done in the past, and that they'll eat the planaria that you see. There's a bit of a planaria issue in this tank. I'm gonna observe, quietly get back from the glass and see if they do eat any of the baby shrimp for a while too. But right now I can already see that they're, one, easily startled, and two, they're very playful. So you're definitely going to want to get a good sized group of them. You're going to want to have them in their specific water parameters, or they're probably going to get lazy and malaised, and they won't be as fun to watch, and they won't be happy. That's true with all Corys. So I would recommend, rather than just 3 or 4, I would say you probably want 6 or 7. I got a group of 7 of these, so I would say 6 or 7 of these. It looks like they cuddle up like I've seen in many other species, like the Venezuela Aeneas or like the Adolphus Corys do, and for that matter, my panda loaches do the same. So I would keep them that way, and then they like the slight tannins in water. So I've got catappa leaves, I've got cholla wood, and then we also have a mix of substrates. Now, a lot of people would comment, aren't they going to hurt their barbels on that gravel? Well, one, this is kind of weathered gravel that their barbels will be fine on, and two, it's a mix of equal complete Brightwell, Fluval stratum, and then a kind of a tumbled gravel, pea gravel, or smaller than pea gravel even, pepper gravel. So I highly recommend checking out this fish. Go to Aquatic Arts if they still have them. I doubt they will last very long at all, but hopefully they'll get some more in country, and hopefully they'll breed them. I'll breed them. Hopefully there's a race to breed these really neat new fish in the hobby. And it looks like they're going to be like most Corys and hang out at the bottom, and around night or dusk, whatever that is, in your tank, they will play a bit in the midwater and then kind of shoot up and down, taking gulps of air. That's just kind of your typical Cory. And they'll probably mate by doing the T position that we've seen in my other videos of various Cory spawning. So I look forward to seeing how trying to get these guys to reproduce is. They're just beautiful. That blue is coming in more and more, even as we're just watching them right now. You can see that blue coming in on their face. What a magnificent fish. Check them out at Aquatic Arts. Get the discount code from my description below, and definitely save yourself some money if you're buying these or anything else. And definitely get them a tank with not completely still water. You're going to want some moving water with some oxygen in it. You're going to want, they don't mind a little bit of minerality, but they do also like the acidity and tannins. So that would suggest that they live in a basin where there's some waterfalls, maybe some limestone waterfalls going through subtropical to tropical jungles in the mountains, working their way down to the stream, which usually has gravel and sandbar beds that are sparsely planted, but lots of wood for them to hide in and around, as well as silt. So what a beautiful fish. I have not been this impressed in a long time, from seeing a picture of something to actually receiving it. What an incredibly beautiful fish this is. So check out this pygmy blue clouded pepper Cory with the high fin. Anywhere you can get it, but Aquatic Arts is where I got it, and they are my favorite source of these beautiful fish and shrimp, as well as plants and all sorts of dry goods and stuff that you could need for the hobby. So have a great night, you guys, a great day if you're starting it, whatever time it is, and check these fish out if they ever come to a town near you. They really are something to behold. I'll talk to you guys later. I wish I could give you the history on them, but there just isn't one. All right, guys. Talk to you later.